Minnesota Vikings superstar wide receiver Adam Ezekiel Thielen, the pride of Detroit Lakes, Minnesota, as well as alum of Mankato State University Community College. Nailed it. He is still one of the best wide receivers in the game. He is a fantastic route runner. He is extremely good in the red zone, and all he does is catch touchdowns. That's right. He's just a monster, just absorbing sixes all over the place, man. And the reference, all he does is catch touchdowns, goes back to the great Chris Carter, where when Chris Carter was on his way out in Philly, Buddy Ryan was trying to cover for Chris Carter, saying like, all he does is catch touchdowns. That's why we waived him. Vikings picked up his contract for $100, and the rest was history as Chris Carter, CC, strolled into the HOF. Now, when it comes back to Adam Thielen, is going to have this beautiful benefit of playing with Justin Jefferson. As Jefferson continues to rise and continue to be that wide receiver one that we know and love, Thielen is going to get cornerback two attention. He's going to be singled up. He's not going to get double covered. So his numbers are going to continue to grow and show. And an interesting stat or anecdote I saw over the weekend really solidified it for me. So you had Ian Hartitz of Pro Football Focus. He just tweeted out, Adam Thielen scored 24 touchdowns in his last 28 games. Now, immediately I thought, that seems kind of high. I mean, you're averaging almost a touchdown a game. That's just a monstrous machine. But then you looked at the stats, and so 28 games is his last two seasons. He had to miss a handful of games last year due to an injury. And you look, and it's like, oh, yes, because he had 14 touchdowns in 2020 as well as 10 last year, and that's even with missing a couple games. And Adam Thielen, of course, has this great working relationship with Kirkwood Cousins. Don't let the final game of the 2018 disaster season fool you. Cousins and Thielen do have a nice rapport, especially down in the painted area. In fact, that was one of the reasons why Kyle Rudolph was disgruntled and maybe had some issues with Kirk Cousins, I don't know, towards his time, towards the end of his time here in Minnesota, and then he moved on to greener pastures with the Giants because, Thielen had sucked up all the red zone work, which used to be Kyle Rudolph's bread and butter, and it sort of is what it is. And Thielen still has some great football left in him. Even though he's getting up there in age, there's a reason why the Vikings redid his contract, making sure that he's taken care of over the next couple of years, and also it incentivizes them to hang on to Adam Thielen because even though he does have a big cap number, there's a lot of dead cap attached. I mean, that is how players and agents keep their players employed with said teams, because if it's a big chunk of dead cap and not so much cap space to free up by moving on from the client, it makes sense. And Thielen, he still has some damn good football left in him. Like we said, 24 touchdowns in his last 28 games or last two seasons. And now, is he going to resume his heights? 2017, 2018, where he was having 100 catches, 1,200, 1,300 yards. Is he going to do that again? Probably not, but I think that his role is going to change and expand, because if you look at his numbers, the last 2 years are the only 2 years he's had double-digit touchdowns, and includes when he was an All-Pro in 2017, 2018, that area. So I think that, like we said, with Justin Jefferson taking up cornerback one attention as well as safety over the top, plus I think that Thielen is going to have more of a role like a Cooper Kupp in Kevin O'Connell's offense rather than Justin Jefferson, because Jefferson's going to do his thing wherever. But if we're talking about a guy who can move from the slot around the inside and do some of the dirty work, I think Thielen is going to be that guy. Plus, Thielen is going to get those choice matchups that Cooper Kupp has gotten against linebackers, against safeties, etc. So I'm really excited for what Adam Thielen is going to do in this offense, because I think KJ Osborne is continuing to grow and show. Jefferson, of course, is friggin' Jefferson, right? And there's only so much attention that you can put to Adam Thielen from a defensive coordinator standpoint, and he's going to make him pay. Because he's going to get matched up against cornerback 2, cornerback 3. He's going to get matched up against a couple safeties. If he's moved around the formation, especially down in the slot, he'll be able to get some choice crosser matchups against some linebackers. So guess what? I don't think that this production for Thielen over the last couple of years is an anomaly. Like we said, there's a reason why Kwesi and O'Connell decided to keep him. They easily could have punted Adam Thielen. They could trade him to the Ravens. They could have just cut him for the cap space if they thought that the bloom was off the rose. But no, Thielen, I believe is going to have a late career Larry Fitzgerald type finish to these next couple of seasons, because I think that he's going to get a lot of work. I think that he's going to be working from the slot. I think that he'll be a big slot matchup against some of the smaller nickel cornerbacks, and I think that he's just going to do work, especially in the red zone when everyone and their mom is going to be so concerned about Justin friggin' Jefferson. Thielen's just going to do his thing as one of the cleanest route runners in the game and sure-handed, and guess what? Cousins is looking for him. Like, Cousins and Thielen already have this. Again, he's not catching those touchdowns from Case Cookus, right? So I'm excited for Thielen, man, because I think that he has a chance to have a beautiful career renaissance alongside Justin Jefferson as his offense gets opened up and go get it, man. But your thoughts on our thoughts. All Thielen does is catch touchdowns. Ain't nothing wrong with that. Let us know in the comment section below. Subscribe for daily Vikings takes. Want to support the work, put a little something in the Venmo. But until next time, Skull Production Value.